DeAndre Hopkins officially coming to Foxboro for what sounds like a 2-day visit, Wednesday and Thursday. He left Tennessee without a contract, so here we are. They will have their shot to get DeAndre Hopkins, it looks like.
Yeah, it certainly does in 2 days. That's exciting. Wednesday and Thursday. Might be something where like he does a physical on Wednesday, right? And then actually meets with the team on Thursday. I believe he's flying in Wednesday, so I don't think it's going to be a full day.
Nothing too big Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is it. This is kind of what we've all been waiting for, right? And we can, we can get into some of the stuff from practice today, but things still stand where they stand. This team needs a true number one wide receiving threat. Hopkins would bring that. He is available. They don't have to spend any draft picks. It's just money. Now, the one interesting report, part of the report this morning from Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero at NFL Network, along with the Patriots signing the Patriots meeting with Hopkins, is, I'm trying to remember the exact wording, but something along the lines of there are a lot. Hopkins has a lot of teams interested, right? And that's what they said. He moved on from Tennessee. He's going to meet with the Patriots, and there's a lot more teams interested in his services. Are there? Right, exactly. Like if all these other teams are so eager, where are all the other visits? Either one, Hopkins feels like he's a good shot at signing with the Patriots, so he's not scheduling more visits, or that's Hopkins' agent, or I think he represents himself, but whoever, like somebody.
He signed with
his camp.
Clutch, didn't he?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's, Clutch Sports saying to the Patriots, well, yeah, all right. So he left Tennessee and got to you. Don't think you're the last team in the chain. Like, don't think you can let him go and think about it, because there's so many other teams. You wouldn't believe all these teams. I can't even think of the name of any other teams because there's so many. Like, I'm so overwhelmed trying to think of just what, right? I don't know how big his market is, but I thought that was an interesting nugget within the report of him coming Wednesday and Thursday. So we'll see what happens. I'm all ready to bump into him when I go down to Gillette to do Catch 22 on Thursday. But this is it. Put up or shut up time. Here we go. I think we'll get, when I say I think we'll get an answer
Saturday when you're on
soon enough. Right. So Saturday when I'm golfing, but when I think when I say I think we'll get an answer soon enough, if he leaves without a contract, I consider that an answer. It's not happening, right? Maybe we don't get an answer on where he's ultimately signing. And after that, I don't know what happens. Like, then maybe the Bills and Chiefs get involved again, because clearly the market's not there for him, which would be scary. But one way or another, we're probably going to have an answer by Friday.
And it seems the other visits seems like that agent talk, right? Because he left Tennessee. If he got the deal he wanted in Tennessee, you assume he would have taken it, and he left. So now he comes here with an offer that says you have to beat this. And if the Patriots can beat that, you would think it would be a done deal. So yeah, if he leaves without a contract, that would probably be bad news, unless like there is no market, there aren't other teams, and he eventually just has to circle back to the Patriots or Tennessee in that option.
Right.
But you mentioned two other teams. If it gets to that point, Kansas City and Buffalo. Buffalo might be in the market for a receiver soon, because they had some chaos, some fireworks going on. Stephon Diggs, he was there and then he wasn't there, and he wasn't at practice for the first mini camp. Sean McDermott said it was very concerning, and there was obviously some stuff with him as the season ended. He had the blow up on the sideline in the playoff game. He's had some cryptic tweets about not winning. So that's a murky situation, it looks like, in Buffalo. And that's a team going into the offseason. We said they need another receiver, and they drafted Dalton Kincaid in the first round. But if Diggs is on the fence or if Diggs is out, that's a bad situation for Buffalo, it looks like.
Yeah, it's almost like things aren't perfect there. I wonder who was saying that for the last year and a half, that this whole thing was going to blow up in their face. And, oh, the Bills, they're so fun. What a cute team. Look at, they all get along, and Bills Mafia and the culture. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Where's all that when your best player, and he is your best player, is now trying to shoot his way out of town? There's really nowhere to go with this from either side. First of all, I've seen some people say that this today, that the Bills could now sign Hopkins to hedge their bets on Diggs. That means one of, two things is going to happen. If it's a financial thing, if you give that money to Hopkins instead of just giving it to Diggs, you're going to just piss him off and he's going to leave. You can't, how do you read that if you're Stephon Diggs? I wanted another $10 million. Instead, you gave it to this other guy when you could have just given it to me. We could have been done after I've proven myself for you. If it's not about the money, that means Diggs hates Josh Allen, which I would find hilarious, but is also massively concerning if you're the Buffalo Bills, because this is not me saying it. I know people think I'm a Josh Allen hater. This is not me saying it. This is your guy. Josh Allen said it today. What they do offensively is not possible without Stephon Diggs in the huddle. So that's an issue. From the other side, Bills don't have any more money to give Stephon Diggs. I don't know where this Hopkins thing came from. They don't have any money to give him. So I don't know if he thinks he's going to get paid more. It's not going to be significant. And at the same time, there's a $24 million dead cap number on his contract. So they can't really trade him. I mean, they could, but they're essentially waving a white flag on the season. You're not going to be able to replace him. So is Diggs just going to pull Le'Veon Bell and just sit out the year? Because that's kind of how this thing, it's either Diggs decides he'll play on his current contract, like they come to terms, whatever it is. Him and Josh Allen put their beef aside, and I do believe there is some beef there. I don't know to what extent, but I do think there is some. Either him and Josh Allen put their beef aside, and he plays under his current contract, or he sits out the year. And they're paying him. They have that cap hit. They don't have the money to replace him, but they don't get to put him on the field. I said this 2 years ago, Brian. This is 3-4 hosts ago on this show. The Bills window extended through the 2022 season because two crucial things happened this offseason that are going to limit the Bills. Josh Allen's extension kicked in. That did a major number on their cap. And I know people think the cap can be maneuvered. The Bills kind of already did all their maneuvering for this offseason. They're going to have to actually part ways with contributing pieces if they want to manipulate the cap again. The other thing that happened is Stephon Diggs turned 30. And we talked about this a lot with Hopkins. 30 generally is a pretty hard cutoff for receivers in their level of production. And I've given the spiel about Hopkins, right? That he's not a burner and he wins this way and that way and they don't fade as much with age. Diggs' game is the kind of game that fades with age.
Yeah.
So Bills fans should be very concerned right now. I don't know that this is the difference between the Patriots catching the Bills in the division in 2023, but all that talk we heard last year about the Patriots are so far away and how are you going to win with 10 years of Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow and yada, yada, yada. I was saying, and Herbert, I was saying at the time, all of those guys are not going to be dominant for the next decade. That list will get cut down. I don't think Mahomes is going anywhere. I don't think Burrow's going anywhere. Chargers, as long as they have that idiot coach, I'm not afraid of. Who else? Lawrence, we'll see.
Trevor Lawrence, yeah.
I'm not totally willing to put Lawrence on that list yet. I think Zach Wilson was on that list at the time. Forget it.
Lamar now.
Lamar's Lamar. Like, he's good when he's on the field, but how much is he on the field? If the Bills roster falls apart, Rodgers is elderly. That doesn't count. If the Bills roster falls apart around Allen, I think and I know people want to talk about how much he's improved, and I think he has improved, but I think it's going to look closer to what it looked like his first 2 years than it has the last 3.
And Diggs, he's not a UFA till 2028 when he's 35 years old. They have an out after the 24 season, but they'd still have a good dead cap hit. So, I mean, I don't know if that's just as easy as like throwing money at him, or it seems like he's frustrated with the losing. That seems to be where it stems from. But
Well, then he shouldn't play for a loser franchise.
yeah, that's just what the Bills do. They lose. That's what they do. So interesting situation, and maybe that factors into DeAndre Hopkins somehow. But again, they seem cash strapped already, so I don't know where they'd be able to come up with the money to get him. So interesting situation in the AFC East.
CLNS Media's Patriots coverage is brought to you by FanDuel. New customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's bonus bets back if your first bet doesn't win.